This is the warm-up preparation video number 1. What we're going to do here is side flexion for the neck. So what you're doing is just slowly bending the neck right to left, taking your time, just figuring out which side is tighter. When you've found that side that's tighter, I'm just going to slowly do 10 pulses to that side, just gently flexing the neck and then holding for 10 seconds. And you're going to repeat this for 3 sets. Second set of pulsing. You're exhaling each time you flex. You go into the side flexion and then hold 10 seconds. Just controlling your breathing here, keeping your back nice and straight. And for the final set, again exhaling each time on each pulse. And then again holding it there for 10 seconds. The format will always be the same. With each body part we target here in this warm-up, preparation video number 1. That's 10 repetitions, 10-second holding, and then repeating that for 3 sets. So this next part here is replacing the hand behind the back. This is going to open up the shoulders. I'm intentionally rounding out my back here. This will promote more joint range of motion. So again, you're just gently pulsing back with the elbow, keeping the back slightly rounded, and then holding for 10 seconds. And then second set of the pulsing. Again, it's very short, precise movements. You're allowing the joint to slowly open up when it's ready to. And generally by the third set, that will be the strongest stretch that you'll feel. That's typically because the last set, it's already warmed up. That joint has already warmed up, and you're improving your joint range of motion by doing more sets. Generally the third set will be a little bit deeper. It's always important to just, towards the end of that last set, as you're holding, to push back and deepen the stretch just that little bit more before you come out of the stretch there. This next one, we're going into the a lounge chair stretch. So when you're bending the elbows here, you're not just bending the elbows so they're going straight back, you're bending them so they're coming in towards each other. From here, keeping your knees bent, again back nice and straight, keep the chest elevated, chin tucked in, and you're just pulsing back and forth, bending at the elbow slightly, keeping the chest raised. Now in this particular lounge chair stretch, you may feel that your forearms are being stretched, and your hands and your fingers, or even your biceps, and your chest and shoulders. It will basically highlight exactly where you're tight. So just keep working through it, and you will feel exactly where you're tight with these drills. That's one of the benefits of doing these drills. Same format, just holding for 10 seconds and then doing 10 repetitions, 10 pulses. So this next part here is we're going to go into the camel pose. Not the camel pose, the lunge stretch. So from here we're slightly turning the back foot out, the back heel out, so it's slightly out of alignment. And we do that intentionally to have a slight rotation through the hip. So this is the lunge stretch number 1 version. There's also a number 2 version. Again, you're holding for 10 seconds, breathing throughout, and then pulsing again for a second set. Again, breathing. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. and the third set, pulsing. Just gently pushing that hip forwards. Take it to where you're comfortable. Everyone is different. You might not get down to this range that you're seeing here. You may be a lot less. That's absolutely fine. You may even need to use a prop. So where I have my left hand on the ground, on the grass there, you may need to use a few yoga blocks or even a chair to help you. Okay, now we're going into the seated V sit position. You can bend your knees. Keep your toes pointed. Make sure your back is straight, not rounded. So you want to keep the chest nice and high. Keep the back flat, basically. Now from here, if you can, keep your knees locked straight, great, and point your toes. Again, you're pulsing by leading with your chest, pushing the chest towards the wall in front of you. Hold it there. You can use your fingertips on the ground or your palms flat. It really depends on your own flexibility. Again, just holding for 10 seconds, then pulsing for a second set, as you see here. Exhaling each time. Now this you'll feel in your hamstrings, your calves, lower back. Anywhere again where you're tight, even in your toes, you will feel that range of motion being opened up. It may initially start quite tight, but just persevere and you will improve that joint range of motion and flexibility. Now remember, all these drills here that we're doing, they're designed to improve the blood flow to your joints, because your joints don't actually carry a direct blood supply, and they also help to improve the synovial fluid, which helps to clean and wash out the joint and lubricate the joint. So therefore your joint range of motion will improve and you'll be able to move a lot easier. Now from here we're going to do the spinal waves. Now with the spinal waves, you're rounding the back initially, keeping your chin tucked in, and then as you exhale, you raise the chin up, going into spinal extension. So from here, flexion, and then into extension. Notice how I'm shifting my weight forwards and then back onto the palms. Inhale, exhale. Notice here I'm using my whole body, my hips, my lumbar spine, my thoracic spine, my cervical spine. So I'm using my whole spine here. And also the hips. Exhale. So again, you repeat this for 3 sets. The first set I'm holding into an extension first for the first 10 seconds. And the second set, you'll notice I hold it in flexion when we get to the 10 seconds where we hold the actual stretch. So inhaling at this point here, exhaling at this point here. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. It's very precise, very controlled movements. Don't rush these. Take your time. Your spine will loosen up and become more flexible if you get your form correct. So always focus on good form. Don't rush these, because remember, these will help you. These drills will help you to move a lot easier and warm you up correctly. These drills can also be used as a cool down after exercise, and also can be used as a main workout. So you'll be surprised, especially if you haven't done these before, you'll be surprised how efficient these movements are in terms of giving you a workout and opening up your joints, because even that can be enough for you, especially if you're a beginner and if you haven't done these before. So now we're going to move on to the spinal flexion, and also we're incorporating a little bit of a tilt. So I've shifted my hips out to the side intentionally, and I'm focusing on my lumbar spine initiating that movement. So I'm tilting and then shifting and pulsing from left to right. Now these again are very short, precise movements. This is designed again to really loosen up your spine, and again you'll feel more one side than the other initially, and you've got to keep working, and I would always recommend that you prioritize the side that you feel like most of the restriction is coming from, because if you do this, you're creating more balance and you'll be able to move a lot easier. This can actually have really good benefits if you ever suffered from any kind of back conditions or hip problems, which is both related anyway. You'll be surprised doing these drills on a daily basis on how easier it is to move. You'll be able to sit better, stand better, lift things, push things, go up the stairs, down the stairs a lot better. Now what we're going to do here is the camel pose. So you can use a prop behind you. Not everyone can get their palms down onto their heels. So you can use a step or a chair behind you so your arms are straight. And what you're doing here is you're just driving forwards with your hips. You're driving the knees down into the ground. You can use a mat for support, keeping your chin tucked in. You don't need to bring your head back. You can keep your chin tucked in. And again, short pulses for 10 repetitions. Exhaling each time. And then hold for 10 seconds. Keep breathing throughout, keeping the elbows locked if you can. This will really help to open up your hips at the front and also your quadriceps. So if you are tight in these areas, you will really feel this one. Again, like I said before, you can use a prop if it's too tough, and start very slowly. And there we have it, the conclusion of the preparation warm-up video number 1.